Still noon. So good morning only. Anything interesting in newspapers? Umang? No, not read. Why?
No, I read.
You read, but nothing interesting.
Nothing.
Okay. So what should we do? We shall try to make it something productive. Okay. So EPF is definitely a mains topic rather than a prelims topic. What is the impact of having low saving rates, so on and so forth. So for now we'll just skip it. We'll try to focus on something like what is the difference between National Population Register and Aadhaar. Is there any difference? Ever heard what is National Population Register? No? Yes. If yes, when, how, why? Srinivas? We haven't heard about it. Is it related to Citizenship Amendment Act? Yes, you are absolutely right. See, Citizenship Amendment Act brings the discussion of National Population Register into front. So if you have Aadhaar card, it's not a guarantee for citizenship, whereas National Population Register will give you that eligibility more or less. So revision of basic polity. For example, Citizenship Chapter is helpful with current affairs. So when you read current affairs magazine, as I told you, you can read everything related to citizenship in one go. So was there any Supreme Court judgment recently to regarding citizenship in last 2 months? About Rohingyas. Okay. So did Supreme Court say some, this particular community should be given citizenship as soon as possible? Did we discuss any such thing in the class? To give citizenship to any community? No. Sure. Okay. So the only preliminary questions there is this particular thing, NPR versus Aadhaar. Okay. I think Supreme Court has given a judgment saying, citizenship. Next one is villages along China border to be open for tourism. This can be used in IR, internal security, or in general understanding. Vibrant village program. So this was announced in the budget, Vibrant Village program. So the basic question is like Vibrant Village program was recently in the news. Development of Gujarat, Vibrant Gujarat, yes. No? No, sir. Vibrant Village. Then what can it be about? It will be about border tourism villages or border village development tourism, right? So apart from that, I don't think any value addition is there for prelims perspective. I'm treating you like kids because you are kids in UPSC. Yes or no? You won't agree? Okay. See, what is the point in telling you, like, for example, in depth, we can have a discussion like how it will help, to contain China in the long run, value addition, internal security, how will it be helpful? Because support of the local villagers is very essential for us to get any update about all these things. Okay. So we'll discuss them slowly. Purely prelims. Yes, all of you know the definition of MMR, IMR. Kirtana will tell us what is MMR. MRF we all know, Sachin Tendulkar's brand. Now Virat Kohli also. Okay. IMF we know, MMF, sorry, MMR. RRR you know. Yes or no? RRR you don't know? RRR you all of you know RRR. What is RRR? Rajmouli's next movie. This we know. What is MMR? Mother Maternal mortality rate. Oh, good. Something is good. So maternal mortality rate in Kerala recently has come down to 30. This is on par with global standards, right? So even Maharashtra is bringing down MMR very nicely. So MMR is per 1 lakh and that to live births, right? And IMR is per 1000. Infant mortality rate, number of women dying during delivery related or pregnancy related things, MMR. IMR is about babies dying. So what is our advantage? IMR is working means institutional deliveries have increased. So even for ethics case studies, you can write like Anudeep Durseti has joined his wife in a government hospital for the delivery. So government hospitals are doing fantastic work. So that promotes institutional deliveries, or else people used to promote the deliveries at their own places. So which is not hygienic and which is not safe, right? So that is why such things are important. Even SDG goals have MMR targets. We are reaching them. So India is progressing in a social capital, human capital way, right? And national MMR is around 103, which is an achievement. In 2004, it was around 254, right? In 2020, it is around 103, which is a progress. So if someone says Indian government is not doing anything, we can show them Indian government has progressed. So all this stuff comes under governance. So there is no single source for governance, only value addition through newspaper is the best way forward. Okay. Yes, please. So this is the next logical extension of e-governance and public service delivery. So this is happening throughout the country, right? Not only Karnataka, just as an idea sake. Okay. So door-to-door basic delivery of services. If you apply anything online, they will come and give it to your home. So Andhra Pradesh is a pioneering state, right? Even PDS benefits are being delivered at doorstep through gram volunteers. Is NIA a statutory body? Srinivas? Why? Why is it a statutory body? Narayan will tell us. So Parliament created National Investigation Agency Act. So the body that came out of NIA is statutory body. Okay. Is it the apex body for security in the country? Which is the apex body for security in the country? What are the special provisions of NIA? Does it have extraterritorial jurisdiction? Does NIA have extraterritorial jurisdiction? Sumant?
It does not.
It doesn't have. Okay. Umang? Sure. Why? You have heard. You have seen this question somewhere. Does NIA have extraterritorial jurisdiction? Narayan? It has. Sure. You guess. After going to exam hall also, you guess. Then you should not guess in such questions which you should be knowing. NIA does have extraterritorial jurisdiction after the Amendment Act. Its powers are extended beyond Indian territories, extraterritorial institutions. Recently, I told you, insolvency, bankruptcy code, NIA, all these have extraterritorial jurisdictions. Just 4 days ago. In the Enforcement Directorate article, if you remember, Vijay Mallya, no, in that case, I told you. Even Kaundinya answered in the chat box. So ISS, what is the specialty of ISS? It's a terrorist organization. No, it's a space station. Again, Sumant will say, sir, if you tell me ISIS, then I will know. No, what is ISS? International space station. So what kind of prelims questions will come? Very good. First, who are the members? Next is which orbit? Which orbits, Santosh? Geostationary or geosynchronous? Neither. It stays in lower orbit. What is the difference between these three orbits? Is there any previous question? Umang, previous questions. Expert.
No, sir, I'm not.
You are not. Why?
I read it for you.
So basically only two type of questions will come. Whether is India a member of ISIS? Yes or no? No, India is not a member of International Space Station. We are trying to develop our own space station. The next one is what are the type of satellites? Geostationary, geosynchronous and lower orbits. So where does ISIS, ISS stay? Leo, lower orbit. Why? What is the advantage? Mugged up? Just for the sake of mugging up. Srinivas? Very nice. Excellent progress, all of you. Okay. At least tell me whether low Earth orbits are closer to equator or not. They are closer to equator. Low Earth orbits. Sure. What about poles? What will poles do? So basically, if you don't know, it's highly recommended that you read everything and anything you can think of. What? Satellites, types, satellites, and their importance. You won't believe me, just like that, I know. We'll go to your favorite book. 2011. Till how many years did I suggest you to do previous year questions? 15 years. So does 2011 come under that basket? So what is it saying? Santosh will tell us the answer. All of you stay silent. Why? Okay, I will accept that answer is A, right? But I want a reason why. What is the right number? ఇందాక నుంచి లావణ్య వెయిటింగ్ సార్ నేను చెప్తాను అని చెప్పి ఇంజనీరింగ్ కాదా ఇంజనీర్లు ఎంతమంది ఉన్నారు హౌ మెనీ ఆఫ్ యువర్ ఇంజనీర్స్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద రైట్ నెంబర్ ప్రౌడ్ ఇంజనీర్స్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద రైట్ నెంబర్ సంథింగ్ క్లోజర్ 10 20 40 50 60 So by tomorrow, if you have to come to the class, what is your homework?
Satellites.
So newspaper, nothing is there. No, it's okay. I totally no. Okay, we will go to today's newspaper and I will ask questions. Why? Don't worry. JCPOA 10,000 times I have asked you. Yes, so all of you know what is JCPOA. So we don't want to spend time. Not important for prelims, but for mains perspective, just remember capital punishment. India is one of those few countries which still have capital punishments. The applied ethics part, ethically, is it correct? Okay. And it is also a tension between Saudi Arabia and Iran. So of some of the people who are executed, some of them are from Shia communities, Shiite Muslims. So automatically the tensions between Saudi and Iran will be flared up. Next, he's trying to make you do PhD on Geneva Conventions, but basic details is more than enough for Geneva Conventions. The prelims question is Geneva Convention was in the news related to, or is India member of Geneva Convention? Next. So basically, Geneva Convention was in the news last time in context of India was Abhinandan's case, the pilot who crashed in Pakistan. So he was considered as prisoner of war, but he was safely returned to India. So that is entirely done under Vienna Convention. So Vienna Convention is prisoner of war. Okay, so here one more thing is International Criminal Court. That is prelims perspective. This much we know. Yes, what all comes under International Criminal Court is basic details. So he talks about how a prisoner of war should be treated. They should not be hurt. They should be safely returned. They should be treated with dignity, so on and so forth. Okay, but the main part is this one. Now, see, Amnesty International says the human rights are violated mostly by 4 out of 5. So if he has to come and bring Russia to the book, first of all, somebody should bring USA to the book. Whatever now Russia is doing, USA have done it in Vietnam War, Iraq. After that, lot of drone attacks, indiscriminate usage of drones for killing, which also had lot of collateral damage. Right? So there are wonderful movies like Eye in the Sky, which shows that when you don't have an option, you kill a terrorist, but you know that you're going to do a collateral damage. 4 or 5 innocent citizens will also be killed. So like this, America has done a lot of war crimes. Okay, the position of Yemen now, or Syria, or Iraq, all these are because of USA and its support systems. So when you knew that you are doing all these things, automatically you cannot blame Russia. So now, if 4 out of the 5 UNSC permanent members are, to be blamed under Geneva Conventions, then who is perfect? India. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. India is the only country which have not done any of these kind of atrocities, nor ethnic cleansings, etc., etc. If you take history, in 1971, we have done exactly the same thing. What is happening to Ukraine to protect the innocent East Pakistan citizens? We have liberated them and created Bangladesh. So history always tells us that India is on the right side of the story. So we have that moral authority. We have helped people, right? So I think India have more moral voice than these P5 members. Okay. See, we had thousands and thousands of prisoners of war in 1965 war, 1971 war. We have given them as bad. Right, we have treated them with dignity. So India is having a lot of advantages. Okay, whereas West Asian countries, P5 members, none of them have moral authority. And India is always an international law-abiding citizen, except for the NPT case. Nobody can blame India is not following these rules. Okay, and don't treat India means only from 2014. India means from independence till now. Right? I hope you understand. So in every sense, India is more moral than most countries. So that is a major takeaway. All of you know what is ransomware? Any example for ransomware?
Stuxnet.
Stuxnet is not a ransomware. Any previous questions? Should we test? No? At least, is there a question on ransomware? Okay. Again, we will go back, open the book and type something called as oops. There is a question. Very old question, 2018. Outdated. No? Oh. What is Vanakarai Petaya Eternal Blue? These are all types of
Cyber attack.
ransomware. Any new value addition? Anything in the last 6 months? Log4j. That was in the news. That is a vulnerability, but not a ransomware. But you can put it under cyber attacks. Yes or no?
Yes.
Right. So India is seeing a lot of cyber attacks, not only for prelims point of view, from mains point of view also. We need more cyber security experts. Now, what is he talking about? He's saying secure patient data in vault. Okay. Is there any government program for digitization of medical records?
Yes, sir. NDHM.
What is that?
National Digital Health Mission.
National Digital Health Mission. Is it a part of Digital India?
No, sir.
It is part of Ayushman Bharat. Okay. Have you ever heard about technical textiles?
Yes. Yes. Those which are used in, for example, this seat covers. So,
Continue. What are technical textiles? What is the implication or what are the uses of technical textiles? 10 marker. What will you do? We will read by then.
No, sir. Like give some examples of
What is technical textile? Have you heard about it? Anyone? No? This has been asked in CAPF exam 2019 or 2020. Direct UPSC exam. So technical textiles. So what are technical textiles? What are the usage of technical textiles? Is a 10 marker science and tech question. So they are basically plastic or textiles with man-made fiber with higher strength capacities. So parachutes or any other material, defense related purposes. So a lot of places have usage for technical textiles. So that is linked to PLI schemes, product linked incentive schemes. How many industries or how many sectors are under PLI? This time a question might come in prelims related to textiles for two reasons. One is GST, inverted duty structure related to textiles. The other one is product linked incentive schemes and man-made fiber. So PLI also covers man-made fiber and technical textiles. If they say out of technical textiles elsewhere, it is basically important. Now, economy. How many of you are strong in economy? All of you. Okay. So what is difference between spot exchange and a commodity exchange? Basic, right? Right? Spot exchange and a commodity exchange. Both are same. Commodity exchange you have heard, right? Commodities, multi-commodity exchange, MCDX. Commodity exchange. What are you reading for economy? Vivek Singh, Mrunal, Ramesh Singh, whatever Singh or Patel or whatever it is, you have to read the basics, right? So there is a concept called as commodity exchange where you can go for derivatives and futures. So in commodity exchange, sometimes I can go for futures. Obviously, I don't have the product right now. In 3 months down the line, I will sell you this. So these are futures, commodity exchange. So you can pre-plan your logistics. Whereas spot exchange means on the spot, instantly. So you need to have the goods in hand. So what is NSE doing? NSE is trying to build up a spot exchange for billion trade. And even if you read economic survey or anything, you know that gems jewelries are one of the largest exports of India. Okay. Basic details. So make sure I marked you the chapters, right?
Yes, sir.
No matter which book you read. And then you'll come and say, "Our paper was very, very tough. We never heard all such things. It was not covered in the magazines." I'm still, I say literally I'm skipping all the mains stuff. I'm not even touching them. Umang, how many questions came? 4. No? More than 4. Now Pratyusha will tell us what are the Panchamrit principles without spelling mistakes. Panch means 6. No? She will tell. I'm sure of it.
By 2030, we aim of making 50% renewable energy.
Okay, 50% of energy from renewable sources by 2050, 2030. Okay.
2.5 to 3 gigatons of carbon sink.
2.5 to 3.
Yes, sir.
That is INDC or Panchamrit? That is Panchamrit only.
Carbon sink.
Hmm.
Then net neutrality. Carbon emissions neutrality by 2070.
Mhm. 3. I think this has already been 2021. So you're only 6 months behind. So just think about it. See again, it's my job to give you that reality check, right? Or to tell you where you are. People who wrote mains earlier at this time, they are supposed to know what is happening in the news and should be able to write a mains answer. Sir, if you give me options, I will identify. All these things will help you clear prelims. But if you have to stand with people who will write in the mains, see, they might have even practiced diagrams. So they're expecting Panchamrit principles. What will they do? They will write Panchamrit principles A, B, C, D. Then extension as an example also. This is being done for Panchamrit principles. So the difference between you and a mains writing aspirant is he knows what are Panchamrit principles to the dot, and he also have extra valuation examples. So that is why I keep saying only 20% of your preparation will help you 80% of the scores. Okay. So what we have done, we have skipped all the 10,000 words in the newspaper. So if you see even my highlights, I have literally highlighted only the selected lines. So out of that, all these prelims questions came. So this is your job. You should be doing this by now. So for the class, it should be more like, quick revision. It should not be like primary. I should come and I will tell you. Okay. All right. One more. Which one?
Solar energy.
500 gigawatts of
Solar energy.
solar energy. Okay. What are the crimes that are covered under National Investigation Agency Act after the amendment? So simple. UPSC exam is a simple exam. Every day you see NIA. What do you do? NIA PRS. All you do is type NIA plus PRS in the Google. Okay. They will give a single page PDF. You will read the PDF. Done. Khatam. Is human trafficking covered? Are cyber crimes covered? Okay. Is covered? So are these the 3 changes that have been made after the amendment or before the amendment? So it reminds me of Victor Hugo's quote. What did Victor Hugo say? He must have said a lot of things. Everyone is, even ants are busy. What are you busy about? Right? Are you spending your energies in the right place? Yes or no? Now today's newspaper will start. Okay. Cabinet Committee of Security is headed by Prime Minister. Now, second logical question. Is CDS a member of Cabinet Committee on Security? Sir, Chief of Defense Staff.
Not a member.
Not a member. Can he attend?
On
Can other
invitation.
members, can outsiders attend cabinet meetings? Cabinet committees?
On invitation.
On invitations. So he should be a member.
That is them to decide, but as of now, CDS is not a.
CDS is not a member. Okay. CDS, 4-star general or 5-star? Lavanya, CDS 4-star or 5-star? No. Stylish star. Evaru? Santosh, who is stylish star? Allu Arjun. CDS?
4 stars.
Very good. CDS is a 4-star general. Only Shyam Manaksha is a 5-star general in the country during liberation war. Right. So India should take a stand on Ukraine. We will leave it to Jaishankar. Okay. Why? We have had lengthy discussions in this class on what should be India's stand. You may call it cowardice, you may call it unethical or whatever it is. Your opinion doesn't matter. Okay. So only Jaishankar's opinion matters. So why waste 1500 words on that particular thought process? And again, I told you, ethics is comfortable for those who are in a privileged position. Right? If I lock you up in a dark cell for 10 days, after the 11th day, when I open the cage or whatever I will give you, you will eat. Yes or no? All your ethical standards, like you should wash, you should be procured from here, like this, your ethical consumerism, all things will go into the drainage pipe. Why? For 10 days, if you are hungry without water, you will be in a near death experience. Then if I give you bread, you will eat bread. Whatever I will give you, you will eat. So ethics is when things are good, right? For a civilized society. So logically arguing, yes, on the 11th day also you should follow that ethical practice, but it is not humanly possible. So for IR, international relations, survival is the primary dharma. The only dharma is survival. Gandhi's photo or Martin Luther King's photo or ethics DK Balaji textbook is not going to stop China from coming into India. It is a BrahMos missile, the S-400 or better ammunition will help India to act as a deterrent, right? So same argument. If you are still not convinced about India's stand, you should go back and think about 1974 Pokhran test. Then also we did not listen. The global ethics. Why? Today none of them are saying that if China or Pakistan is attacking, I will come and stop it. Did America give us extra drones to stop Chinese invasion in Galwan? No, right? So all this is only good for answer writing. Okay. And above all, you have to feed 1.5 billion population, right? If economies don't grow, see, it's not a big deal to go to war with China or USA or Russia. Even we can go and drop some bombs. It's not a rocket science. The thing is, what are the ramifications? What will happen to your 1.5 billion population? As a leader, what did Zelensky do? So did he help his citizens or got the national pride so high that he could not get down off the nationalism horse? Right? Okay, and he has unfortunately become a pawn in the hands of USA and Russia. Both have played him nicely. Okay, now we have recently launched a missile into Pakistan. Yes, unintentionally, right? Unintentionally, if we can launch a missile into Pakistan, it's a message to the Pakistanis that if intentionally we can launch a lot of missiles. So that is one WhatsApp forward. Okay, so okay. Apart from that, we will stick to the prelims things. See, obviously, this is not the first time. Earlier also, we have killed our own personnel. We have crashed. We have killed our own chopper using our own missiles, assuming it's an enemy plane. So launching of missiles wantedly and unwantedly should not be that easy procedure. Okay, they should have a proper standard operating procedure. The only long-term solution is SOPs, standard operating procedures. Launching missiles should be quick. At the same time, it should not be too quick. There is a delicate difference, healthy difference between too quick and quick. Okay, so that is what Hindu is trying to suggest, that we should have a better SOP. The prelims question in this article is MTCR regime, missile technology control regime. Is India a member?
Yes, sir.
But that is why we gave missiles to Philippines. Now, what is the limitation in MTCR? Narayan will tell us. Is there any limitation in MTCR regime regarding missiles? Yes, after joining MTCR, you can send weapons. Okay, but within MTCR, is there a limitation? Limited to members only. Okay, let's assume that is not correct. Then what is the limitation?
Nuclear.
Is BrahMos a nuclear missile?
It's not a nuclear.
It's not. Sure.
Sure, sir.
What is the limitation? Is there any limitation on the MTCR members because of the missile system? I think they changed it recently to what? $300 and $500 must be some numbers. As far as I know, we have restricted ourselves. I mean, BrahMos has higher capacity, but the ones we have given to Philippines are limited to 300 kilometers
Range.
range. So range and weight. So payload cannot be more than 500, and I think 390 or something is the range for 290 something is the range for Philippines. So we have restricted the capacity that once we have given to Philippines, but once we have are more capable. So something you should be definitely knowing, MTCR, thanks to Philippines weapons export. Okay, either in IR or in other places, that will be a prelims question. MTCR limitations and what did we do? And for IR part also, it's important. India is a member of MTCR, but not a member of nuclear supplier
NSG.
NSG. India is definitely not a member of NPT, but NSG also India is not a member. China is not a member of MTCR, whereas India is not a member of NSG. So we can compromise. Okay. So this you must have read, right? Self-explanatory article. Chennai, Tamil Nadu murder case, honor killing. That's a gruesome murder. Nothing to explain. Honor killing is a wrong thing. Here again, simply we can bring in societal morality versus constitutional morality. Society thinks that people should not marry below. Oh, sorry, beyond their caste. What is that practice called as? English. Marrying within your caste. Within. Some gaming. No. Jodha Akbar, we have seen that community is honor of the women. Yes or no? Johar. The practice is conducted because they don't want to submit themselves to the enemy. So they will commit suicide by killing themselves. Even rape is used as a weapon. Our communities don't encourage, marrying outside. So it's a common practice from decades or generations that the honor of the family lies in the honor of the woman. So if a particular community feels that a girl from our community is marrying someone else, that is a loss for the faith, loss of faith for the family and the community. So that is why this, intercaste marriages are not at all entertained or encouraged. So that is one thing. Now, what does Constitution say? If someone is above age of 18, if she or he decides to marry someone, they should be able to do that. Okay. In ethics paper, such kind of tricky articles or tricky situations will become helpful. You are an SP to a district, a new couple came to you for protection, but she is a daughter of an MLA, she is from an upper caste, but the boy is from her college, he is from a lower caste. So what are the steps that you are going to take? See, caste based or religion based questions are very common. So communal rights or caste based issues will prevail in the society. So as an officer, how will you handle them? Learning is one thing. See, the system is working. Even if it's a 2015 case, after a lot of struggle, the justice has been delivered. Okay, that means the system is slow, but it is working. Okay, it's a traumatic period for the family of the victim. Even for the girl, she might have gone through a lot of trauma. And this is not the only case we have seen. We have seen hundreds of cases like this. Haryana is famous for honor killing. Telangana, Andhra, Tamil Nadu, these places also have seen honor killings. So the honor of the family lies in the honor of the woman is something ridiculous, right? So how do you handle such scenarios? As an SP, let's assume the couple were not killed, they were threatened, they came to you for protection. So what are the logical things you will do?
Provide security for their marriage.
Okay, the girl is the daughter of an MLA. Let's assume so.
So, sir, at least in answers you have to take stand that Constitution applies to all equally.
Sorry.
Even she's she's daughter of an
We'll just let her marry. Okay. Then that's it. Nothing else.
provide security for their marriage.
Behavioral changes and
Behavioral change for whom?
for the cause, for people who are against it. But it's
So the problem with your answer is you are only solving that individual case. You are not thinking about the overall problem. Okay, you are not even trying to solve the long-term problem. So today you are protecting them, you leave them, they get married, but tomorrow they have to go back into the same society to meet the same family members, right? So we have seen cases where the mother and father of the girl will slowly call her, okay, so whatever happened, come back to family. The couple will go there, then they will kill them. So a lot of things have happened like this. So you're not thinking for long-term point of view, you're just staying to the particular case study. So UPSC is going to test your holistic approach, not a individualistic approach. So even though the case is immediate, but the problem is perennial, it keeps on coming back. Next, some other person will come. So how do you take care of such scenarios? So you have to talk to the community members, the leaders of the caste, so on and so forth, counsel the parents. If they accept, they might convince the community members. So the threat is immediately from the family, right? The most of the times outsiders won't enter into the, even if it's a caste matter, outsiders intervention is very less, except in this case. This case is totally opposite. That what is his name? Yuvraj is totally an outsider, right? So if you convince the parents, then probably things will calm down. So like this, you have to deal with a lot of things. And again, just imagine it's not that easy. In reality, if the MLA is from the ruling party and his daughter is big, there will be a lot of pride, prestige involved. And if the girl is from a very major community, which has a lot of influence in the entire state, then the chief minister will be breathing down your neck. It's not that easy for you to just let them marry.
And sir, in such cases, I think it's easy and very rational to convince those two adults telling what mishaps can happen if you both marry and tell them like
Break up happily.
yes,
You think it's people will listen.
if their life is a threat, then
We will die. Yes, we have seen Bahubali. In the next life, we will meet. Yes. I think love is something that is not rational. People won't understand all such logical concepts. Not everybody is as cold-hearted as a UPSC aspirant. No. So they won't see reason, rhyme, rhythm, and all those things. Yeah. Okay. Yes. I have never seen anybody get convinced that easy. There will be a lot of drama. There will be elopement. There will be fighting. Yes. Generic medicines, prelims questions. Yes. Okay, so this is an article which tells you two prelims questions. First of all, what are generic medicines? Next, what is compulsory licensing? The third one is what are nutraceuticals? So what are they?
Protein addition, vitamin addition.
Vitamin addition, anything you see in the ad, right? Okay, take this one particular pill in the morning, you'll be energetic till the evening because it has A to Z, all the vitamins, protein, etc., etc. So such things are nutraceuticals. So technical definition, knowing technical definition is basically a good thing. It's like additional supplement. Are you suffering from lack of, iron or something? Take this. Okay, so such things are nutraceuticals. But actually, Jan Aushadhi Kendras are generic medicine centers. So that is one. Second thing is, you must be knowing this, but just as a revision, in India, National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority (NPPA) is the one who decides the prices. Okay, both generic and branded are regulated by NPPA. Okay, that is point number one. Second thing, only medicines within the scheduled list are covered under this NPPA. Unscheduled do not have a cap. There is a previous question related to drugs in UPSC, so this becomes important. Okay. Now, who will tell me what is compulsory licensing?
Is applying for licensing for the when people need more medicines. Like if one company holds the rights for producing those medicines and for more good and for giving at cheaper rate, any company can approach the Supreme Court for compulsory licensing.
So it is a concept which encourages generic medicine, right? Let's say I am a company with a particular patented drug, but there is an issue, just like COVID. See, during COVID times, India and South Africa are the only countries which have demanded for compulsory licensing. That means these Pfizer big companies have patent over the vaccination, but it is taking a huge amount of time for it to produce a vaccination and give it to the larger public. That is not good for anyone. So what will compulsory licensing do is give permission to these other pharmaceutical companies to use that particular formula and produce the drugs at a cheaper price. See, you are charging for the brand and the R&D, right? Not the actual ingredients. Yes or no? So the famous case is Bayer case in India. Bayer Pharmaceuticals.
Was it about the cancer drugs?
Heart, I think. Yeah, cancer or heart disease related. So what government can do is, because people will die if there is no vaccination. If one company in the world is having that means the Indian government can give the permission for reproducing the same. See, we can reverse engineer. It's not a problem. What is stopping is the patents, the IPR, intellectual property regime. So if that is broken down, automatically the formula will be given and more companies will produce a medicine. That will save a lot of lives. So that is revision for compulsory licensing. Is Chilika Lake a Ramsar wetland site?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
First Ramsar wetland.
First Ramsar wetland site. Kolleru?
Koller is also Ramsar wetland.
Sure. Yes. Chilika is between.
Which two rivers?
Is it between two rivers? Is Kolleru between two rivers or Chilika between?
Kolleru between Krishna Godavari.
Chilika is below Mahanadi.
Below Mahanadi.
Near Bhitarkanda.
Okay. Right. These are the major things in the newspaper. And Hindu is totally fascinated with the election results somehow. It is doing PhD on who won, why, what happened, Aam Aadmi Party, Thakur Brahmin combined, etc., etc., etc. But I don't think that is not important for UPSC. But this thought process is important for UPSC. Okay, for governance related schemes. People are used to freebie schemes. Yes. Right. So if we can just mug up all the things that we have discussed, that will be helpful. I think just the science and tech part where you have to learn about the missiles, technology control regime and types of satellites will take a good amount of time. But it is very, very important. What are Lagrange points?
So there are points in space which are used to navigate easily. Like the trajectory can be marked easily from that points.
So they are the points where the gravitational force of the sun and earth, they balance out each other, and it provides a more balanced space to place the satellites.
I have a small doubt. Is it only between sun and earth? Is there a Lagrange point between, let's say, moon or let's say sun and Venus?
Sir, Lagrange points are available between any two celestial bodies.
Any two celestial
Yes.
bodies. Is Lagrange point anything linked to, let's say, James Webb telescope?
I did not see. I did not read in that context.
James Webb telescope. Is there anything called as mission Aditya, upcoming mission? Does it have anything to do with Lagrange points? Latin, Sanskrit? No? Sorry, speaking our Latin, Sanskrit, no ma? Yes, sir. It's a point in space where the gravitational pull is at its minimum because it is being balanced out both by the celestial bodies. So if you put a satellite there or or anything there, it can observe without lot of distractions. So if I want to observe sun, I should be in a position where sun's gravity and earth's gravity should not affect my observation. So even for observing the space, I need a lot of stability. So James Hub satellite, I think, has been placed in Lagrange point 2. Okay, so we need that stability to observe things. So especially to observe sun, or in the James Webb case, opposite to sun. That means sun should be always or most of the times on its back, right? So if it has to capture the light, sun should be on the opposite side. So like this, there are some small details which you should be thoroughly knowing. If you don't know all these things, you can just write down all these points or the topics, Lagrange points or whatever it is, and get more clarity. It will take you one hour for that topic, but it's totally worth why you are investing in the perfect places, and your growth will come. Once you do that, science and tech becomes easy. Okay. Right. Any questions?
That spot exchange and commodity exchange is basic, but
Both are same.
just now you said both are not same.
I didn't say. I asked you that. Are they both same? Can multi-commodity exchanges be spot exchanges also?
Like while reading the SEBI and all market NSC, I have not read this. First time I'm
Change your source.
So I've read about this, but not under the names.
Hmm.
This essential nomenclature.
What export stuff can I? Wheat export stuff can I ignore? Gulati. Ashok Gulati. So I'm not discussing Indian exports because IE is more for mains, right? So I haven't read that article. I will look and let you know whether Ashok Gulati is.
No, sir. There was one more in Hindu also, which talks about rising wheat prices in.
This is because of Ukraine-Russia crisis.
Yes.
I think you can ignore it.
Okay.
Yes. Anything else? Right. If you don't have anything, I will end the session here. We'll see you tomorrow.